So in this webinar, we're going to talk about how to choose a niche. Niche is actually quite an important thing that I don't think people think a lot. Now, one question I get from people all the time is it okay to jump around niches? And the answer is it's okay to change niches, but I really recommend people, especially when they're starting out, for about a good month or so, focus on one niche. If you really feel that you're not understanding that niche and you're not jiving with those people and you're having trouble having success in that niche and you don't think you're going to make it, then by all means you can switch niches. But I think it's good to focus on one niche for a good period of time. Every time you launch a product in that niche, you learn more about that niche. All right, so let's move to the next slide. What makes a great niche? There's a passionate audience. In other words, there are people who are passionate about that. The market is proven, right? You can find other people are selling in that niche with success. Now, occasionally, as I've done coaching and training over the last since 2014, I've had people want to explore niches that I've never worked on or I've never seen work or we couldn't find any proof that it would work. And it worked for them. It did. I mean, it totally did. So to say that it has to be proven is actually not true, but in most cases, I say it is true. I mean, if you really have a niche that you want to do and you think it could work and you're willing to be the pioneer and break through and try it, then by all means, go for it. Totally possible. The other one is room for creativity. I mean, there are some niches that are really, really highly competitive and almost a lot of stuff has been done. For example, a niche that a lot of people would love that sometimes my private coaching clients want to do and have done before, and we've worked together before, it's a dog niche. When someone comes to me and says they want to work on the dog niche, I start to question them, are you really passionate about the dog niche? Because it's incredibly difficult to break through there. And all the overwhelming term, but a lot of the creativity ideas have already been done. It's just really, really tough. Now with ChatGPT and AI, you can actually find new angles and new phrases and stuff like that. So the room for creativity has become even more better because of AI help. But anyway, the point I'm trying to say is you don't want a niche that's so competitive that it's tough to break through. So here's some examples of niches. Hobbies: fishing, gardening, hiking, yoga, woodworking, photography, etc. Professional trade: nurses, truck drivers, teachers, mechanics, police officers, etc. Pets, animals, right? Dogs, cats, horses, reptiles. Now again, dogs and cats, especially dogs, is like crazy. But the thing about pet owners, they spend big. So if you're going to go into the pet and animal niche, I suggest you go something different, something unusual. I have a client right now who's for the last few years been working a really unusual animal niche. I don't want to say what it is because as far as I know, they're the only one selling that niche. And I'm amazed. It continues to sell really well over and over and over again. It's an animal that I barely even knew existed. Sports and fitness: running, cycling, weightlifting, martial arts, beliefs and values, faith-based stuff, political stuff. Now, political stuff is difficult to advertise on Facebook. You have to be living in the United States and you have to jump through a hoop where you submit your ID and they have to confirm who you are, but you can do it. Minimalistic lifestyle, homesteading, van life, things like that. Family and relationship: mom, dad jokes, grandparents, military families, etc. Pulp culture, viral memes, funny quotes, nostalgic, trends. So you see there's a large amount of niches. Now, I got some good news for you guys. If you want I put together a list of 101 niches, okay? 101 niches. And if you want, I will give you access to that for free. Normally I give it out just to coaching clients, but I'll give it to you free. If you guys private message me on Facebook, I'll get to you. Now, check for market demand. It's important to check for market demand. Now, how do you do that? Well, you can go to search Amazon or Etsy, use Facebook ads library, or you can try to go onto Google and spy on different stores. Now, Facebook ads library and TikTok ads library, that's fine. I'm not going to demonstrate that, and spying on those stores, I'm not going to demonstrate. But I'm going to go ahead on Amazon and Etsy, and I am going to demonstrate though. I'm just going to do one demonstration so you get the idea, okay? Now, when you look at Facebook and TikToks, you want to look for ads that have been running for a long time. If they've been running the ads for a long, long time, then they're probably making sales, right? When you spy on competitive stores, there are apps you can use to that, or you can do Google search, but you just want to find stores that look like they're having success and go in and take a look at those. But we'll go ahead and take a look at Etsy and Amazon because that's the easiest to definitely know if something's got viable. So I'm going to jump to Etsy, okay? And I'm going to choose a niche that I personally have doubts is really viable for print on demand stuff. I know it exists. I personally never seen anyone have success with it. So hence I'm going to use this one because this will give you a reason why I doubt. And I want to show you guys what I'm talking about here. So for example, if we research, for example, funny dog t-shirts, obviously the dog's a proven one, right? I'll show the one I have my doubts about here in a second. There you go. You're going to see shirts. And now this is for the store here, but it's got 55,000 reviews, right? Now, if I click down here, I can go check out each individual product. This item has 700 views, basically. So that's clear as day. There's no doubt in your mind when you see that Okay, the dog niche is a viable niche, right? Let's do funny bowling t-shirts. Bowling is a niche I honestly have my doubts on. I've had a few people try here and there, but never have success. Oh, this is my spare shirt. Okay, this one. The store itself's got 16,000 reviews. Let's take a look at this one. 50 on this item. So if they have 50 reviews, roughly 10% of the people will make a review. Hence, they have sold 500 on Etsy. Just 500. That is not a good sign. I mean, one of the top listing shirts, funny bowling t-shirt. Okay, so most love here. Let's take a look at this. Okay, this one, the store has got 324. That means that shirt probably doesn't have that many. But take a look. I mean, one of the ones that was bestseller. Look, the bestseller here had 50 reviews. Boy, that is not good. I don't know why my browser's not letting me go back here, but let's try this one. The store has 324 reviews. So this shirt itself, I don't know how many it has, but it doesn't have that many. Let's jump to Amazon next. Funny bowling t-shirt. Now, by the way, again, just because bowling, I can't seem to prove that it would work, doesn't 100% mean that it cannot possible. If you really have conviction, you want to try bowling, then by all means. But here we go. A sponsored one here has got 99 reviews. That means they maybe sold 1,000 of them. This one's got 30 reviews, so maybe they sold 300. Okay, here we go. I am not, look, see, 100 reviews. 40. Okay, so looking at this, I'm convinced that the bowling niche may not be such a great niche to do print-on-demand stuff. Now, the bowling niche is on my 101 potential niches list, and that's not an exhaustive list. I mean, you can definitely expand beyond those recommendations, or this is more of an idea jogger. But anyway, I wanted to make the point I'm trying to make is you want to look if a niche has rope, there's room to expand. And if you're not seeing products that got hundreds of reviews, meaning they sold thousands of them, then that's probably a bad sign. Okay, so I'm back on my slides. All right, so next, the more personal and emotional the connection to the niche is, the people are more likely the people are to buy. So a general, just funny t-shirt does not sell well. Okay, I'll show you. In fact, let's jump back to Google. All right, I'm going to go to Google Images. I'm going to show you an example of a shirt that we tried in the past that totally bombed. And you would think it would have worked. Jesus loves everyone else. All right, Jesus loves you. Everyone else thinks you suck. Okay? This was a shirt that I sold in the past. This is the logo for it, right? And I tried to sell in the past, and it totally did not sell. The reason why it didn't sell is because it was just a humorous joke. It was not tied to a niche. Now, many people say, well, isn't this a Christian shirt? No, it's not a Christian shirt. A Christian shirt would be, I love Jesus and maybe 3 other people, or Jesus is my passion. This is just using Jesus as a tool to make a joke. Okay, so anyway, if it's not tied to a passion, it's not going to sell. Final test. Okay, this is going to be one of the shortest webinars we've had. The next week will be longer. But can you come up with 10 unique ideas, right? Can you sit down today or the next 2 days, come up with 10 ideas that you've never seen before, right? So new phrases that you can put on shirts. If you can come up with 10 now, that means you can do 20 later, 30 later, 50 later. Now, there's tons of room, right? Yeah. Now, how you come up with the phrases and create the phrases, that's a net training for a different webinar. I want to keep each one of these webinars 20 to 30 minutes. That's my goal. I don't want to overwhelm people with information. I just want to make this, quick, nice, solid webinars, but not like super long webinars. So literally that is it for today. So a short, sweet one, but very powerful, right? Because choosing the right niche is critical. Next week, we're going to talk about personalized products, how to create personalized product ideas. That'll be the topic for next week. So that'll be an exciting one. In the meantime, if you are interested in my private coaching, private message me. If you're interested in my course, go to ecomvantage.com, ecomvantage, VNTAG.com.